Hello everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play. And we are back with Vesper. And today we're gonna go turn this in after what we did last episode with the Dome Adventures Guild. So, Vesper, you are returned from Eorzea. Yes. They are homeward bound then. It comes as a relief to hear that there were no complications. Thank you for facilitating their return. I shall inform Lord Hien at the first opportunity. We have a mountain of work ahead of us, but with their help, I am confident we can see it through, and I hope I can count on your assistance in the future as well. Okay. What's next? Vesper, Kami be praised. I was hoping you might pay us a visit. It is, as ever, an honor. Once again, I must thank you for helping our brothers and sisters secure passage back home. With so many skilled craftsmen soon to be at our disposal, we of the Shazenkai are ready to proceed to the next stage of our plan to rebuild the enclave. Which brings me to a rather delicate matter. Perhaps you will find this shameless, but circumstances being what they are, I see no other way. The reconstruction and revitalization of the enclave cannot hope to succeed without the contributions of wealthy individuals such as yourself. I understand if you wish to refuse outright, but I beg of you, please listen to our proposal in full before you decide. And I'm not that wealthy, but... for the sake of Doma and her people, I should be glad to lend a hand. It warms my heart to hear you say that. Truly, Doma has no greater friend. Where to begin? Of course, it is important that you understand the state of the enclave at present. I am sure you recall how everything was when you first arrived. Rubble in the streets, buildings in ruin, and so forth. While we have made some superficial progress since the castle fell and Doma was liberated, excuse me, the scars of the occupation are far from healed. Since antiquity, the kingdom of Doma has prospered from the gifts of the One River. The success of our agriculture and industry is intricately tied to our position here. Alas, in our struggle against the Garleans over the decades, much of what was built over centuries was lost. Fertile farmlands that once yielded produce for export were despoiled, and what little remained could barely feed our people. Our foreign rulers did not hesitate to impose their will on local industry as well. Not only were we forced to purchase goods from Imperial concerns, regardless of quality or cost, but our merchants were also forced to sell their wares to Garleans at a loss, assuming they received compensation at all. While those dark days are behind us, many of our former trading partners are reluctant to engage us in trade agreements, for fear of the Empire's wrath. And so, for the most part, we must continue to fend for ourselves and craft what tools and so forth we require, or so we would, had we the facilities. Forgive me, it is not so dire as it may sound. Our problems may be many, but we are all wholly committed to the challenge before us. We are not unlike the Shazenso, a hardy herb that can thrive in even the most inhospitable of conditions. I took inspiration from its strength and stubbornness when deciding upon a name for our organization, in fact. No matter the struggle, no matter the cost, the Shazenkai will do everything in its power to overcome every hurdle and rebuild this home of ours. Yay! Please excuse my sudden fit of passion. It was most unbecoming. Anyway, I have spoken of the general state of the enclave. Let us discuss more specific concerns. Though, having said that, it would be simpler if you were to see things with your own eyes. Please, head to the worksite north of the Aetheryte and speak with Mitsuba. I shall join you shortly. Alright, Mitsuba. North of the Aetheryte. Mitsuba. Here you are. Well, well, you're Vesper Valentina, aren't you? In need of a hot meal? Actually, she is here at my behest. I thought it would be best if a potential patron saw our efforts firsthand. If you'd be so kind as to explain to her what you do. Oh, foisting the burden onto me, are we? Very well, if you insist. Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Mitsuba. Once upon a time, I owned and operated the largest tavern in the enclave. I had a hand in everything, from balancing the ledgers to stirring the cook pots. Owing to my experience, I've been asked to oversee the work here in the 10,000 stalls. There's one stall maybe? Ah, that was the exact same look I gave Kozakura when she showed me this place. 10,000 stalls, by the kami, there's not even 10. But mark me, there will be. When we're through, this place will have an offer of every imaginable cuisine. Just thinking about it's enough to set my heart racing and my mouth watering. As I explained earlier, however, trade, or lack thereof, is a major problem at present. We simply aren't getting enough shipments of consumables from outside Yansha, and so our people are forced to eat the same simple fare, day after day. However, once our negotiations with foreign concerns bear fruit, we should be able to exchange whatever surplus we produce for a wider variety of ingredients, bringing us closer to realizing Mitsuba's vision. Excuse me, there's a lot of reading. This may seem like a silly goal to strive for, but by improving the quality of life for our people in a clear, understandable manner, we can motivate them to work hard and tackle more difficult tasks. Doma will not be rebuilt in a fortnight, and we need every victory, however small. We've a bloody long road ahead of us, but we need only take it one step at a time. Whatever help you can contribute to the cause would be welcome. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us, Mitsuba. We should head back to the Shazenkai and continue our conversation there, so as not to get in the way of their work. There's not too much left to explain, but if you would indulge me a little longer, I would be grateful. Alright. I'm gonna take a drink, though, before we go back there. Okay. Oh, cool, look at that. The 10,000 stalls are but one example of what we hope to build here in the Enclave. Alas, it will take much time and effort. And it will also take tremendous resources. Resources that I pray you will be willing to contribute. Raw materials, foodstuffs, linens, medicines, all this and more would be of use. Anything and everything you can afford to part with would be welcome. Furthermore, as a token of our appreciation, we will provide a small gratuity relative to the value of the items you relinquish. You need only place these items in the donation basket to my left. I will calculate the gratuity and pay you immediately. Okay. Dome and Enclave reconstruction commenced. You may now use it. I know how to do this. So we come over here. And like anything we don't want, like I could give her... We can have those. You can have this. I can gift up to 20,000, so why don't you take why don't you take what else don't we want? You can have this steak, and how about this dip? And why don't I give you, they're all 5s, right? You know, you can have this tenacity ones. You want this maple branch. How about a beehive chip? We can also donate from here, which actually I think gives us more. We can have that. Yeah. We can have that. And how about that one? Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for your contribution. We pray you will favor us with your generosity in the future as well. Alright. Well, I may or may not continue to just, like, donate stuff to that. It does open up some pretty cool quests, I think, and some cool stuff in here. I also am very low on money. So I don't really want to be donating stuff, but we'll see. Alright. Let's go ahead and continue on with the main story. Lord Heian is expecting you. May I show you in? Yes. Let's go inside. Oh, I forgot what we were doing.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Dorma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
I don't know about this guy.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Dorma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Dorma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend. Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgin's practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Dorma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korgin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now, there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Yeah, we know all about that, buddy.
Indeed. Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
Is that a different voice actor, or I have, like, weird headset stuff going on?
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in Imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear.
Yeah, but...
Alas, there
I got a
is
lot to
a
say.
faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
Like, if I were Hien, I'd be like, you've got a lot going on in your own, like, in your own homeland. I don't want to do any negotiations with you until you have it under control.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain,
Yeah, there we go.
if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
Exactly.
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
Ah, here we get to the meat of it.
Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting viceroy.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
Basically, don't let him do anything.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
That's a tough spot, man. Ian, what are you gonna do? Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it. But on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had not to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador's mention of Yotsuyu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. You think this might all be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsuyu may have been the acting viceroy, but she is not Garlean, nor even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have your thoughts on the matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed, though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless. With so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in Imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their repatriation. Only the Kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come on, Vesper. Let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. He's like, I don't know if I want to take that as an insult or... Someone is still sore for being made to watch the Sagazuki. Go on and keep LSA company. We are safe enough for now. Alright, let's get the heck out of there. Who's this dude? I know Hakuro, but who's the other guy? We've probably met him, I just don't remember. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth, Vesper. Though no weapons are drawn, and negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's not me. So we're left with the eternal question, what to do while they prattle on? Alright, for want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words, and it's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? Vesper, a moment if you would. Ah, Yugiri, and Asahai, was it? You have some business with Vesper? Business? No. Pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed slayer of gods and champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honor. Such heartfelt admiration. One could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire. Oh, is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradiction in lauding the woman who would do battle with our common enemy. And lest you forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not to at least thank her for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if we may continue as we speak, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Yugiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? Sure. In that case, I will join you as well. There's naught else to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision, and I can think of no finer way to learn more about the current state of Doma. It's settled then. The four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yancha. Might we start at the town of Monzon? I would see what has become of Doma Castle. Very well, if you will follow me. Alright, we're going on a tour. Speak with Asahai. Is he in here or no? I need to get out of the. Let me go up there. Cool. Alright. Let's go find him. Flying our way through. Oh, this place again. Nay, can this truly be Monzon, home to the cream of Doma samurai? I had heard that Yotsu intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. It should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction efforts should not prove difficult, once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. He wants to help rebuild. It is a travesty. A travesty! I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true popularis. The needs of the people must of course come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to my seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Namai is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you will follow me, I will ready our boat. Where are you, over here? Going on boat? Yes, we are. Okay. Uh-oh, we've got a... looks like a instance. Ready to cast off? Yes. I think. I don't know what comes in here.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Uh-oh.
Someone's in trouble.
Oh, our friend. With a Kojin.
Are you all right?
Hi.
He say.
What do they want with you?
Yuki, and you lot too. I don't know. We were returning from the enclave when they came at us.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
Okay. So we fighting some red Kojin. La ba ba da ba. Soft shell. Away with you. It is nothing. No. Zoom out a little bit here. Ah! Stop that. I'm gonna free up Yugiri if I can. We're tired of these games. Where are reinforcements? What? All this for the two children? What do they want with them?
No quarter.
They mean to overwhelm us. See to their reinforcements. What reinforcement? Okay. My knocking fell off and I'm mad about it.
An opening.
Uh-oh.
I have you.
Oh. La pa pa da da. Ah. Hey, Issei, do you want to not stand in that? Like, do you think you could maybe get out of that blizzard?
The art of my forebears.
Alright, let me get our rotation back going up here. Is Alisei almost dead? Because, I'm not cool with that. If she is. Oh, okay. These little guys go down real fast. Oh, I was fighting the wrong one, looks like. Okay, I need to not stand by Issei. He's... No, and Nakia, and why? Hey. Hey, don't do that. Oh man, the health going down real fast. What the heck? Elsa, can I get a heal? God dang, man. Alright, I think we're okay now. Get him! Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Okay. We did it! Yay! Ow. Oh, slice him.
That seems to be the last of them.
Yes.
You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
Thank you, sir.
Yay.
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Thanks, Issei.
Thank goodness we arrived when we did.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
Yeah, I'd like to know why they were attacking two kids.
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsuyu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of Imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
The Empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances. You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
Not about that. True. Not about that. True reform can only come from within.
I knew you would understand. You have witnessed such change firsthand, after all, during your time in Ishgard.
That is true. I prefer that you not talk about me like you know me. Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views of our nation's shared hopes under more peaceable circumstances. Yet this regrettable little interlude did afford me a chance to see the famed hero of Eorzea in action, and few Imperial soldiers can say that. At least few who live to tell the tale. Well, after that little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave. Return, my lord, but what of Namai? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives. To be frank, I still am, but I rather doubt the good people of Namai would take kindly to the sight of a man in Imperial uniform with blood still dripping from his blade. Even in your company, my presence would only prove a distraction. Fret not, however. Thanks to the three of you, I have seen a great deal more than I otherwise would. With any luck, Lord Hien will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return. Okay. Good, we don't have to go any further. Where are we going back? Oh, back over to the boat. It's rainy and gloomy in here, and I don't appreciate it. Because it's rainy and gloomy outside right now, too. And I don't appreciate that either, because it gave me a little bit of migraine. I'm actually on migraine medication right now. So if I'm a little tired or out of it, I apologize. I had to take a pill. Wait, do I have to go back into the enclave? I think so. Yes. Okay. I could have just fast traveled there then. Now we can't fly in here. Ishibushi. Oh, look at that weapon. That's sick. Yugiri! Thank you again for agreeing to join me. If not for your aid, the Kojin may well have overwhelmed us. Pray go on ahead. Lord Hien is expecting you. I will remain without and keep watch over our guest. Well, we had best not keep him waiting. Okay. We go inside. You guys come up with a response yet? Welcome back, my friend. Yugiri tells me you accompanied her and Asahai on a tour of Yansha. I'd hoped you might take the opportunity to recover from your exertions at Sakazuki, but I gather your time was well spent. Until the ambassador affords Yugiri a chance to make a full report, however, I must rely on you to supply the details. So please, tell us how it all unfolded. The Red Kojin? Here. Have there been any other such incidents since the liberation? Not that I am aware of. They are planning some new venture here in Yansha. We will need to increase patrols. In any event, I am indebted to you to fighting them off. But tell me, and don't be modest, was Asahai truly the first to leap to the youngster's aid? He was. I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save them seemed quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he's saying. In the time I've known you, you have always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? This is kind of... I still don't think he can be trusted. Then the question of what his true intention may be remains. Regardless of his aim, I am resigned to playing his game, for now at least. Well, forswearing summoning should be simple enough, considering you never dabbled in it in the first place, which just leaves the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Kojin. It was with that very question in mind that I sought Alphino's counsel. Thanks to his knowledge of the icons and the rituals used to invoke them, I believed we've identified a workable solution. As you will recall, Susano was summoned forth using the power of relics locked away in the Kojin's treasure vault on the Isle of Zeki. Though said relics remain there to this day, it is all but certain that the act of summoning exhausted their stores of aether, making subsequent summonings impossible. Assuming that is the case, preventing the Primal's return rests on denying the Red Kojin the means to amass new stores of aether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends the Blue Kojin. Since Doma's liberation, we have forged closer bonds with Bunchin and his people, and with their support, I'm quite confident we can keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon the Susano. And what of the prisoners? They will be exchanged as agreed, and I will give full credit to Asahai for the success of the transaction. If there's aught we can do to help the Populares garner favor, I mean to see it done. But first, I have some unfinished business to attend to. Would you all come with me? Yes, of course, but what manner of business? A past mistake which I would see put right. One which has weighed heavy on my mind. What is it? Oh, Itsu. Eating some dango.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company.
Oh.
The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river. Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
Han, what are you...
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
You ask that I show mercy.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami? If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Guardians shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough.
Okay. Yes, Ian?
Did Gosetsu not seem strange to you?
He seems sad.
His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart, I mean. I know his powers of endurance only too well, but after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade.
Yeah, I gathered that too.
Though I suppose if he and Yotsuyu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it. It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
Ian is such like a such a good guy, like just a positive, like knows how to put things in perspective. Very wise guy. All right. So I think what we will do is we'll go ahead and end the episode here. And when we come back, we'll continue on the main story quest. and see what happens with all of this. So guys, I want to thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.